While Rome is the capital of Italy, Florence is the capital of art. Considered the birthplace of the Renaissance, many of the world's greatest artists have called it home. Leonardo da Vinci, Dante, and Michelangelo, just to name a few. In an art studio on the outskirts of Florence, one man is trying to create a new generation of Michelangelos and revive the culture through sacred art.
I really believe that the highest manifestations of any culture is in the sacred art, whether it's Inca culture or African culture. It's the sacred is where you really get the essence of the culture. And if there's to be a revival of Western culture, I firmly believe that we need to get to the essence of Western culture. And that really brings us back to Greco-Roman and Judeo-Christian foundations. And those foundations are most evident today within the Roman Catholic Church. And if we look at the great works that have been produced throughout the centuries, the vast majority of them have been commissioned by the Roman Catholic Church.
Dony MAcManus is from Ireland but moved to Florence to start a sacred art school. And many are being inspired to do more than just create art.
The people, the young artists that come in contact with me, are very relieved to actually find this beauty and understand, to be able to decode these great masters. And once they decode these great masters, most of them, if they're not Catholic already, become Catholic. Over the last 8 years, there have been about 8 conversions here in Florence. These young artists are embracing the faith because they're studying art here, they're penetrating the culture, and once they penetrate the culture, if there's someone there to help them interpret and understand that culture comes from the sacred, and what these artists are trying to do is penetrate the vero presence, or the true presence within life and within humanity, well, the most truest presence that these artists find and project is the true presence of Christ. And that primary inspiration is the Blessed Sacrament of the Eucharist. And that is my primary inspiration as well. So we're coming from a similar basis. When I was reading, I think it was Gaudium et Spes from the Vatican II, there's a passage where it mentions Christ reveals man to man. And when I read that, I realized, wait a second, that's exactly the vocation of an artist, to reveal man to man. Now, if I want to really reveal man to man, well, in Gaudium et Spes it talks about Christ revealing man to man. So it kind of linked there. I realized that when you look at art history, the figure that's most prominent, the figures that are most prominent are Christ and his mother. And essentially they reveal who man is. And I encourage my students, I'm starting this new sacred art school here in Florence, with the blessing of the Archbishop of Florence, who's very enthusiastic about this project and insisting that it happens here. That school is all about essentially extending my bottega, my workshop, to open it up to young, talented artists who want to study art in anatomy, sculpture, painting and drawing. So that there's a full training that I want to get across. The only way to really change society is through culture. And John Paul made that very clear, blessed John Paul II now. It's very, very important to change culture, and the best way, or to change society, and the best way is through culture. It's not through force, it's not through armies, it's not through politics necessarily, it's through culture. And it's through freedom, and it's an act of love. So I would see the best way of changing society is bringing Christ back into the culture.
Art is not only a passion or vocation for Dony, it is also an apostolate, something he brings to the young people in Florence and around the world.
This is a centre of Opus Dei, and I'm doing activities here on Saturdays, where I'm teaching these young boys about 12 years of age. There's a group of about 12 to 14 12-year-olds. There is a cultural vacuum among the youth in Italy at the moment, and that's across the globe. But I figured that, because I'm mostly working with foreign students here in Florence, I felt something has to be done with the young Italians, and so I started up this project called Piccolo Michelangelo, Little Michelangelo, and the whole idea is to train these young boys at such an early age, 12 years of age, at the same time Bernini and Michelangelo and all these guys were really starting to produce their work. So I feel, and there's some real talent there. So what I'm trying to do here is to try, it's more or less an outreach from the Sacred Art School to help the local kids to understand their culture and to revive their culture.
To find out more about the Sacred Art School in Florence, visit www.DonyMAcManusStudios.com.